experience, their feedback, and a lot more information which will helpful to you in your interview preparation. So let's begin with the Kavil Parik. So I'll request Kavil to start.
Okay, so hello everyone. So is this your first session in placement or any other session has been done before also?
Expert session is the first expert
Expert
session.
session is first. Okay, okay. So I will share my screen. Can you all see my screen?
Not yet.
Okay, okay. Now,
Yes, it's
yes.
visible.
Okay, so I have been selected in two companies. First one is Accenture, and the next one is a TCS. Currently, I am working in Accenture as a associate software engineer, and currently in a project of Spring Boot and Angular in Accenture. Okay, so I will walk through you about both of these companies, how they are recruiting and what are the requirements that they are seeking in the fresh graduates. Okay, so Accenture comes in on campus and off campus as well, but it takes very few people in off campus, and because it comes into our college as on campus, so we must try to be placed in on campus also only because in on campus the chances of your selection is higher, and particularly the chances of your getting in the 6.5 package is uh, gets very much ahead uh, when compared to off campus. Okay, in Accenture the procedure of on campus and on off campus is almost similar. Okay, and in Accenture there is a special last year it was there. I don't know it will be in the future also. There was a special program for handicapped students also. In it they uh, what they try to do it that they initially there were 3 month internship. I am just talking about the handicapped that they were recruiting, and if they performed well in that 3 month internship, then they would be just as a normal they would recruit you as a normal employee. But here most of my focus will be the on campus Accenture placement. So Accenture, why Accenture is different from other companies? So Accenture and TCS both are very good companies in Indian IT sector. Apart from Infosys, Wipro, HCL, their package is relatively higher, and the work-life balance and job securities in both the companies is much better. And the actually when compared to other companies such as Adobe or uh, Amazon or any such other companies, the process of recruiting is much smoother, simpler, and relatively medium scale, I would say. Not very much easy, but in a medium scale. If you prepare it well, then the chances of you at least in the getting placed in the lower package, for instance 3.5 in TCS and 4.5 in Accenture, is way easier rather than comparing with the other product based higher company. Okay, so Accenture is an American company. It started excuse me. Okay, so this is all contents I will be cover. So Accenture is an Irish domicile company. As you can see in the graph, it has more than 1400 or certain countries. It has a location, it has its offices, but predominantly majority of the work is done in the India and United States only. And it is the revenue of Accenture is way larger than any other Indian MNC IT company. Okay, and it is a mass recruiter, as you can directly see it as more than 5,69,000 employees. Okay, so what Accenture does? So Accenture services and operations are divided into five parts: Accenture strategy, Accenture consulting, Accenture interactive, Accenture technology and Accenture operations. So the for you as a beginner, the simple thing that I would say in the majority of the coding part and the testing part comes into the technology, but many of the cloud services, or you say AWS, like analytics, that comes under operation. And strategy in consulting and interactive, it does not come that work does not come for a fresher. It comes uh, for a after for a MBA students, or after you uh, get into a certain amount of increment, then only you will be dealing with these three departments. Majority of the time you will be either doing coding, testing, or you will be in the operations department. So this is I will send you this PPT, uh, and this is all the field of works Accenture does. Uh, uh, Majority of the Accenture work is done is in Java and ASP.NET only. And SAP is number one when it comes to SAP. SAP is a German company, and it is an ERP software. So I have the currently I have been trained in SAP Business Warehouse, uh, and in SAP, this Accenture company is number one. TCS was also SAP work, but TCS is more focused on Java and Python. So this was our last year. Our last year recruitment was completely virtual, and no physical on campus was there. It was completely virtual. So first of all, I will be explaining you about the entire the hiring process. So first of all, there will be a mock assessment of in which no marks of yours will be considered in actual. So you will be this mock assess the main purpose of the mock assessment is that you will be familiarized with the actual scenario. So here in Accenture, we have three assessment. The first one is the cognitive and technical assessment. In it, there are quantitative aptitude questions, reasoning, and verbal, and other one is technical. So in technical, they ask like MS Office and programming and general computer science terminology. For instance, what is OS, and what are the different types of OS, certain questions relating to DBMS. Okay. And after you clear your cognitive and technical, then there is a coding assessment. So in our case, there were two codes. I would say the first code was very much easier, and the second code was medium, I would say. And after you cleared this assessment, then there will be a communication assessment. So in the communication assessment, they will assess you by your listening ability and speaking ability. For instance, what it is just like you had done IELTS. It is a Pearson view test, nothing to be worried about. This is not an elimination round. This is a communication assessment, is not an elimination round. It will be your when first of all, assessment is an elimination round. If you did not score a certain marks about the cutoff, then your journey halts here only. But if you pass the assessment, then you will definitely uh, be given chance of an interview. But after interview, the final result will be based on not only the interview but also your communication assessment, as well as your cognitive, technical, and coding assessment. Okay. So if you want to have Accenture comes in our year, Accenture had come with two packages. The first one is the 4.5 package, and other one was 6.5 package. So if you want to get placed into the 6.5 package, then the first and the foremost criteria is that you must done about out of two, you must done at least one code, and you must be very much good at communication assessment. Because if you consider because in MNC nobody understand neither Gujarati nor the Hindi. Majority of the, for instance, in my case, where South Indians, they does not understand a single word of our languages. So it is very much important that we could communicate very much well. Then only the productivity of our will increase. So the communication assessment is not very much difficult. It is very much simpler. So once you give the mock test of communication assessment, you will be very much familiarized. It is nothing to be worried about. And the last one is a virtual interview. So it all the students will not have communication assessment and virtual interview on the same date. Okay, so they will take on slot wise. Okay, so in virtual and interview, the majority of the question will be based on practical scenarios. It will not be on the theoretical scenarios. Accenture, as personally in my interview, none of my colleagues interview, they did not ask a single technical questions apart from our projects and general HR questions. For instance, why do you want to join this company? And before interviewing in any company, whether it be Accenture, whether it be TCS, always try to know about that particular company in very much brief as possible, and why this company fits you. Okay, so and always have a very good at least one project, only one. You in interview, you need to explain only one project. So majority of the time they will ask you that what project did you did, and based on the technology. For instance, I did in Python framework Django, so they will ask me a little bit about Python, one or two questions, and what was my role in the project. Okay, so interview lasts for around 15 to 13 minutes. It definitely change from HR to HR and person to person, and so there is no hard and fast rule up to how much interview will last. Okay, so afterwards, uh, uh, then the result after a few weeks or so, the result will come. A result, for instance, if here the date is 29 October, then you may not get in 29 October. All of the students may not get at the same date. Some may get a little bit later, or it may happen a lit you know but you need to be little bit patient when it comes to results. Okay, so is this is our scenario in our year. This was the entire process. It may change in your what if even if the Accenture comes into this our college, they will also held a separate session where they will explain you each and every part of the assessment. Okay, so in our case, it was a 90-minute 90 questions, and shortlisted candidates, as you can see, shortlisted candidate must attend coding assessment, which is 45 minutes, and two questions. Who they opt out of coding round, they would not be considered for any further processing. So first of all, there will be cognitive and technical assessment. Those who passed the cognitive and technical assessment will only be given chance for the coding assessment. But if you pass the cognitive and coding technical assessment, and you do not give the coding assessment, your journey halts. Even if coding assessment, communication assessment, these both are not elimination route, but you need to give both of these assessment, without which you will be directly eliminated from the hiring process. So, what are the benefits? What makes Accenture different from other companies? So, here the average cities is little bit higher as compared to other MNC companies. See, in all MNC service-based company, I'm not talking about product-based companies. All service-based companies, the package remains a little bit same only, but relatively Accenture is a little bit higher, and the working way and the working culture is almost similar in all the good IT MNCs companies. Okay, and here in Accenture, you have good leave policies, and there is no bond in Accenture. Okay, but you must before leaving around 1 to 3 months before, you need to tell them I want to leave. Okay, here, but the major disadvantages of Accenture is that it is not in Ahmedabad or Gujarat. The nearest location is Pune and Mumbai, but the highest employees in Accenture are located in Bangalore. Okay, so initially you will have a 6 months training, but here in Accenture, Accenture has very good projects, very handy, so that after approximately 1 month of joining, for instance, I joined on 28 June. So right now I have project. So and my project is has been started. So as project starts approximately after 1 month of joining. But in TCS, even after 2 or 3 months, you may not get a project. And in TCS, if you are not having any project, you will have training. Okay. So here in Accenture, you will have very good career opportunities. Particularly, working in traveling foreign would be uh, an opportunity because but only after few years of experience only then. And it has very good work culture and management amongst all the IT companies. It is very top rated when it comes to work culture and management. Work life balance and job security is greater than Infosys and Wipro and HCL, but it is not like TCS. TCS has way much better work life balance and job security. And but in TCS the work culture and management is little bit lesser than Accenture. Okay. The initial package is low, but the increment they give and the recognition points and all that, because of that, your package after few years will be much better. Okay, but it all depends on your own performance. For instance, if you get good work and you are enrolled in a good project and you perform well, then only it will possible. But you in internet you may say that after this month year he has got this one salary. It all depends on your own performance and the project which you are given. If the company has good projects, then only your career will grow. If the company has not good projects, then your career will not grow at that much pace. Because if you are in a testing for 2 to 3 years, and then after you try to switch to developer role, for instance in cloud or in Java or Python, then it would be very much difficult. Therefore you must select the company in which it has very good projects, and the field the fields in which they are working. uh, okay. So now the next company is the TCS. So TCS is right now having the largest market capitalization in the entire world. Therefore, it is very much progressing, especially after lockdown in Corona. This company has generated a very large revenue. It is also present world over, but a majority of its employees are Indians only, and even in foreign also, majority of the in United States or any other majority of them are either people of Indian, or majority of them are people of Indian origin only. So in Accenture, there are, as you can see, these are its department service lines, application development and maintenance. See, in majority of the companies, majority of the human resource is devoted to application development and maintenance only. Other things are very much lesser. Okay. So here in TCS does not come in Ascent, at least in our year. In our year, it did not come in on campus. I do not know about this year. This year also 99% it will not come. But that does not mean that our chances of placement in TCS are lesser. In your chances of placement, even though it comes off campus, your chances of placement in TCS is much larger than in Accenture, especially in TCS Ninja. And in TCS, in Accenture, there is a 4.5 and 6.5 package. Your chances of getting a 6.5 package is lesser, but in TCS, the 7 lakh package of digital is much larger. In our case, in our so for instance IT batch, many of them, none of has been secured in 6.5 package in Accenture, but many are there in the TCS digital. And the good thing about TCS is that majority of our uh, LD students are placed in Gandhinagar, which is very nearby in Ahmedabad. Okay, but there is 1 year bond of 15,000. But if you leave before 1 year, you need to pay extra 15,000. And there is in our case there was a 60,000 joining bonus apart from your entire CTC. 60,000 joining bonus apart from your entire CTC, and it was there in both Ninja and Digital. Okay, so if you leave after joining, then you need to return that 60,000 joining bonus also and pay extra 50,000. So as far as my knowledge is, so And the recruitment process is not as smooth as Accenture. It is a little bit manner bad because the after exams, in many a times, for instance, in my case also, the coding in coding the compiler did not work well, and uh, uh, the results they will give uh, after a month, or after one a month of expected date. But the number of recruiters in a TCS is much larger, and TCS gives you very much more opportunity for switching from Ninja to digital also. And there is an another, I do not know that this year it will be conducted or not. There is a TCS Code Vita. So in Code Vita, there will be coding exam only. So it was in our case, it was 6 hours long coding competition. So in it, there were approximately six code. So those who cleared one or two codes, they were given chance for the interview. And based on your interview, you will be getting either the Ninja package or digital package. And the other thing, other two ways, the another one way is that you get into TCS by opting MCQ exam. So in MCQ, first of all, you need to give the Ninja. If you pass Ninja, then your 3.5 package is fixed, and then you will be given opportunity for the digital. Digital is approximately 7 lakhs or 7.2 lakhs. Okay, so in Ninja, it will be quant, verbal and reasoning, and programming, MCQ, and coding. Here, all of the four component, it is quant, verbal and reasoning, programming, and coding will be there in an at a whole. It will not be like TCS that coding will be afterwards. No, here all the four components of your exam will be at the same time. So after you pass Ninja, then you will be having a coding examination. And if in the digital coding or digital also, the coding examination was not that much difficult. It was a very much medium. Anyone having at least for the our IT and computer students, it was very much easier. And but the coding level in TCS Code Vita is much higher. It was expert level, I would say. So as you can see, this year additional 40,000 to 65,000 joining bonus of benefits, but this joining bonus will only be there if you pass their initial exam. See, after joining, the condition for you joining in the both of the company is that you need to pass their training examinations in Accenture as well as TCS. If you do not pass the training examination, you will be in a big trouble. So even after you had got the offer letter and all that stuff, in the offer letter it will be strictly mentioned that you need to pass the coding exam. But don't worry, in Accenture and its DCS, even if you fail on the first attempt, they will be giving you one or two attempts. But after repeated attempts, if you are not able to get the passing percentage, then it will be a trouble for you. Okay, so the best thing about TCS is that it has a very good work-life balance, and the job security is very much higher, and the company revenue of the TCS is day by day increasing. It is an Indian company, and the location is Gandhinagar, which is very much nearby us, and it is an off-campus. So even if you are placed in any other on-campus company, you get a chance to appear in TCS. So and selection in Ninja is very much easier. For instance, the highest the highest students place in our batch were in TCS Ninja only. So, but the cons are that it is a lesser it has lesser projects as compared to Accenture and Infosys. However, these projects changes from year to year based on the business scenarios. Okay, and the company's image in the market. And it has lesser offshore opportunities, but it has opportunities of you working in US or Europe. It is there, but it is lesser as compared to Accenture. And it has a very good work culture and management also, but at not as far as with Google, or you can say Adobe or Amazon and Accenture. It is not like that, but it is much better as compared to other companies. Okay, so I will give you it is an extra, so I will give you a brief overview that what are the benefits for you. So many are confused whether you might choose MNC, good MNC service based company, or you should go to a local company. Okay, so I think that I should stop here, and after my colleagues give their presentation, if you have doubt, then I will take it this question.
Thank you so
Okay.
much, Kavil. It was a very informative session. Now I would like to request to Purvesh for the further event. So Purvesh.
Yeah. Hello everyone. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
My screen is visible.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so as Yash already introduced me, but still, I am Purvesh Dodia. Currently working as a software engineer in mobile department at Simform Solution, Ahmedabad. Uh, First of all, I will give some basics detail about Simform, and then will share how I prepared and how you can write. So here are some thing about the Simform. Simform is a rapidly growing software solution company in Ahmedabad, Gujarat, and currently providing many services related to enterprise business. Related analytics, cloud-based software development, and many other services are also there. There are few types of services which provide a Simform to their client, and which you need to know because they will you have to work in this service if you got selected at a Simform, right? Like application development service, software testing service, web app, mobile app means Android application as well as iOS application. Also there are React native application also there, right? And then API integration service, AI ML development service, and many other services are also there. You can find it all the provided services in which there are chances to be work, right, on their respective Simform website. You can find it there. Uh, Here are some perks you will enjoy like CTC is for LPA, and 5 days working like Monday to Friday, and flexible timing in the sense we have to complete 8 hours per day at our convenient time. Right now we are working from home, so we can complete 8 hours from 24 by 7, right? At any time. But if the office will start after this COVID situation, then we have to complete 8 hours from 10 a.m. morning to 10 a.m. Evening, right? Between this we can complete like flexible timing. And there are also leave benefits and some life events leave, like wedding and motherhood, like whatever life events. Also, the main thing I like is sponsorship for certificate events and some online courses. Means like if you know about Android development, Google is providing Android associate certificate. Similarly, AWS provides some developer certificate, right? So for that, Simpom provides some sponsorship, as well as they are providing some dedicated time for this particular thing, right? Dedicated time means generally companies are providing that times for their own work, right? Companies project work. But here, like 1 hour, 2 hour, whatever, according to our learning and grasping power, they are providing some time to prepare for this certification or learning something new, right? And also like online courses, Udemy plus, right, and many other services like which provide online courses are purchased and give it to their employee to learn something. Also there are games on between first and second COVID wave. We gone to the office for work on around 1 month, and we enjoyed that. And the main thing is increment, right? So basically LPA CTC will start from after completing training. Like my training was completed after 5 months in May, and from June I was working like already I have worked for 2 months as a permanent employee, and my CTC will start. During the training, there is no any like a stipend, but after in the month of January each year, in the month of January there will be an increment based on your performance. Now, how will this performance will be counted? Performance will be calculated as per the quarter, like so, 3 months of quarter. We can consider 3 months as a quarter. So there are 4 quarters in a year. So in each quarter, team leader, project manager, and some of the management level person uh, observe, and they are what we can say like they mark our performance, and after the in the month of January we get the increment. And this is the last point which I most like years of experience doesn't matter, skills only matter, right? What does that mean? like અહીંયા કેવું છે મતલબ કે નંબર ઓફ એક્સપિરિયન્સ સર્ટેન તમે કંપનીમાં જુઓ ને તો યર્સ ઓફ એક્સપિરિયન્સ મેટર કરે, પછી ભલે તમારી સ્કિલ્સ વોટ એવર હોય. હું આનું તમને એક સિમ્પલ એક્ઝામ્પલ આપું ને, તો કેવું હોય કે ભાઈ પહેલા સોફ્ટવેર એન્જિનિયર હોય, પછી સિનિયર સોફ્ટવેર એન્જિનિયર હોય, પછી ટેક લીડ હોય, ટીમ મેનેજર હોય, અને પછી એન્જિનિયરિંગ મેનેજર હોય કે જે CTO, અને એના પછી CTO હોય, રાઈટ? અત્યારે હું મોબાઈલ ડિપાર્ટમેન્ટમાં છું, એટલે કે એન્ડ્રોઈડ એન્ડ iOS ડેવલપર તરીકે. તો મોબાઈલ ડિપાર્ટમેન્ટના જે મોબાઈલ ડિપાર્ટમેન્ટ, પછી રિએક્ટ નેટિવ, એન્ડ્રોઈડ અને iOS, આના જે એન્જિનિયરિંગ મેનેજર છે ને, એના યર્સ ઓફ એક્સપિરિયન્સ છે 5 to 6 યર, રાઈટ? અને એની અંડરમાં જે ડેવલપર વર્ક્સ કરે ને, એમાં ઘણા બધા એવા ડેવલપર્સ છે કે જેને 8 યર, 9 યર, 10 યર્સ ઓફ એક્સપિરિયન્સ, નોટ ઓનલી બીજી કંપનીમાંથી આવેલા હોય અથવા તો સિમ્ફોર્મમાં જ આટલા યર્સથી કામ કરતા હોય, બરાબર? પણ છતાં પણ એ હજી ડેવલપર હોય જ્યારે આ એન્જિનિયરિંગ મેનેજર બની ગયા, બરાબર? એટલે પરફોર્મન્સ ઇવોલ્યુશન થાય ને ત્યારે એવું ના જોઈએ કે ભાઈ તમે હજી જસ્ટ ન્યૂ જોઈન કર્યું છે તો તમને આ પ્રમાણે, બરાબર? પણ તમારી સ્કિલ્સ છે ને એ જ મેટર કરે. એમ તમારી જો સારી એવી સ્કિલ્સ હોય ને તો તમે સિનિયર સોફ્ટવેર એન્જિનિયર બની શકો, બરાબર? બહુ ઓછા ટાઈમમાં એમ. એટલે આ વસ્તુ બહુ મને મજા આવે એવી છે, બરાબર? Last year there are few openings which provided like from backend there are Node.js developers, and Python, rules and Ruby, and in front end React.js, Angular, and in mobile iOS developer, Android, Flutter, and React Native, and RPMs, robotic and process automation. These are the openings in the last year. This year also this may change, but you can consider this for as a reference. Here is the recruitment process. So basically there are an online written test, means aptitude test, about 16 minutes. After completing this aptitude test there are some technical interview in which they only try to get the idea about our technical knowledge, right? આની અંદર શું હોય કે મતલબ બેઝિક્સ આઈડિયા બધાનો એ લોકો કેચઅપ કરવાની ટ્રાય કરે કે આપણને બેઝિક્સ કેટલું આવડે છે અને લર્નિંગ પાવર કેટલો છે, બરાબર? ક્લાઉડ, DS, DBMS. મારું ઇન્ટરવ્યુ હતું, મારું ચોઈસ હતી એઝ એ એન્ડ્રોઈડ ડેવલપર, બરાબર? જ્યારે ઇન્ટરવ્યુ થયું ત્યારે ચોઈસ માટે પૂછ્યું ને ત્યારે, બટ ઇન્ટરવ્યુની અંદર એવું કોઈ સ્પેસિફિક નહોતું કે ભાઈ એન્ડ્રોઈડ ઉપર જ ઇન્ટરવ્યુ હોય, કારણ કે એમાં બેઝિક્સ ક્લાઉડ, DS, DBMS, ડેટા સ્ટ્રક્ચર છે, બરાબર? પછી ટૂંકમાં જે આપણા કોલેજની અંદર જે સબ્જેક્ટ આવેલા ને એ બધાનું બેઝિક્સ પૂછ્યું, બરાબર? અને એ ટ્રાય ટુ ચેક કરતા હતા કે લર્નિંગ પાવર કેટલો છે. કારણ કે અત્યારે આપણે IT ઇન્ડસ્ટ્રીમાં જોઈએ ને તો કોલેજમાં શીખ્યું નો ડેફિનેટલી એ કામ તો આવવાનું જ છે, પણ એટલું જ કામનું નથી, બરાબર? કોઈ પણ ઇન્ડસ્ટ્રીમાં, બરાબર? ઇધર તમે આવી રીતે કોઈ લોકલ કંપનીમાં જશો યા તો કોઈ પણ Accenture, TCS, કોઈ પણ MNCમાં જશો ને તો સ્ટાર્ટિંગમાં ટ્રેનિંગ આપશે, બરાબર? કારણ કે થોડુંક આપણું જે નોલેજ હોય ને એને ભલે આપણી પાસે સારું એવું નોલેજ હોય પણ એને થોડું બ્રશઅપ કરવું પડે, બરાબર? પર્ટિક્યુલર જે ટેકનોલોજી આપણને અસાઇન થાય, જે ડિપાર્ટમેન્ટ અસાઇન થાય તેમાં, બરાબર? એટલે મેઇન તો એ લોકો એ જુએ કે આપણો લર્નિંગ પાવર કેટલો છે, બરાબર? અને એક વખત તમે આ ફિલ્ડમાં આવ્યા ને, બરાબર, પછી તો તમને આમ રિયલાઇઝ થશે કે ભાઈ લેંગ્વેજ, કોઈ પણ પ્રોગ્રામિંગ લેંગ્વેજ છે ને કોઈ બેરિયર નથી એમ, બરાબર? આજે આપણે જાવામાં કામ કરતા હોય, અત્યારે હું જ જુઓ ને તો એન્ડ્રોઈડની અંદર કોટલિનની અંદર કામ કરું છું અને iOS સ્વિફ્ટ પ્રોગ્રામિંગ લેંગ્વેજ છે, બરાબર? એટલે પછી તમને એવું નહીં રહે કે ભાઈ આ લેંગ્વેજ મને આવડતી નથી, એ તો શીખવાડી દઈને શીખી જઈશો. એટલે આ હતું ટેકનિકલ ઇન્ટરવ્યુ. એન્ડ ધેન દેર આર પ્રેક્ટિકલ ટેસ્ટ. એટલે પ્રેક્ટિકલ ટેસ્ટમાં કેવું હતું, 4 પ્રોગ્રામિંગ ક્વેશ્ચન હતા, કોડિંગ ક્વેશ્ચન હતા, બરાબર, કે જે આપણે આવી રીતે હેકર અર્થ હેકર રેન્ક હોય એના જેવા પ્લેટફોર્મની અંદર આપણે કોડ કરવાનું, રન કરવાનું, કમ્પાઇલ કરવાનું, સક્સેસફુલ થાય, બરાબર. અમારા વખતે આમાંથી 1-2 ક્વેશ્ચન થોડા હાર્ડ હતા, બટ જે લોકોને 4 સાચા પડેલા, સક્સેસ થઈ ગયેલા બધા ટેસ્ટ કેસીસ, એ લોકોને શોર્ટલિસ્ટ કરેલા ત્યારે, કારણ કે ત્યારે સ્ટ્રેન્થ થોડી વધારે હતી. એન્ડ ધેન ફાઇનલ HR ઇન્ટરવ્યુ રાઉન્ડ હોય, બરાબર. અમારા વખતે આ HR રાઉન્ડ નહોતો, ડાયરેક્ટ ઓનલાઈન ટેસ્ટ, પ્રેક્ટિકલ ટેસ્ટ, એન્ડ ધેન ટેકનિકલ ઇન્ટરવ્યુ, અને પછી સીધું રિઝલ્ટ જ હતું. HR ઇન્ટરવ્યુ નહોતો, પણ ઇન કેસ જે HR ઇન્ટરવ્યુ લે તો એમાં ટેકનિકલ સિવાયના બધા ક્વેશ્ચન હોય, બરાબર. લાઈક કંપની વિશે તમે કેટલું જાણો છો, બરાબર, તમારું ટીમવર્ક કેટલું છે, કોન્ફિડન્સ લેવલ કેટલું છે, આવા બધા ક્વેશ્ચન HR ઇન્ટરવ્યુની અંદર આવી શકે. હાઉ ટુ પ્રિપેર ફોર એપ્ટિટ્યુડ, બરાબર. આ તો બેઝિક્સ ક્વેશ્ચન છે ને, ઓલમોસ્ટ તમે બધાને અત્યારે ખબર જ હશે. બધાની લર્ન કરવાની મેથડ અલગ અલગ હોય, પણ હું જો મારું કહું ને તો મેં ઇન્ડિયા બિક્સ ઉપર જ ફોકસ કરેલું, બરાબર, કે ઇન્ડિયા બિક્સની અંદર વ્યવસ્થિત ટોપિક વાઇઝ ક્વેશ્ચન આપેલા છે. આઈ થિંક 15 ક્વેશ્ચન અરાઉન્ડ ઈચ ટોપિક હશે. એન્ડ ફેસ પ્રિપ છે ને, તો હું અત્યારે મારી પાસે 2 ઓફર છે, એક સિમ્ફોર્મ છે અને એક TCS છે. તો જ્યારે TCS NQTની એક્ઝામ ચાલતી હતી ને, ત્યારે એના ક્વેશ્ચન બધા ફેસ પ્રિપમાંથી કરેલા હતા. NQT માટે મને ફેસ પ્રિપ સારી લાગેલી. બાકી તમે એપ્ટિટ્યુડ માટે ઇન્ડિયા બિક્સ જઈ શકો, ઇન્ડિયા બિક્સમાં. પછી જે કોડિંગ રાઉન્ડ આવે તો એની અંદર પણ એવું છે, બરાબર. આની અંદર ધ્યાન શું રાખવાનું કે તમે જે રેઝ્યુમેની અંદર જે પર્ટિક્યુલર લેંગ્વેજ લખી હોય ને, C છે, C++ છે, જાવા છે, વોટ એવર, બરાબર, તો તે તમારે પર્ટિક્યુલર લેંગ્વેજનું બેઝિક્સ અને એના થોડા કોડિંગ ક્વેશ્ચન તો કરી જ લેવાના. આ હેકર રેન્ક છે, હેકર અર્થ છે, જે કોડિંગના જે પ્લેટફોર્મ પ્રોવાઈડર છે, બરાબર, ત્યાં તમે જઈને પ્રેક્ટિસ કરી શકો. બેઝિક્સ લેવલ સ્ટાર્ટ કરવાનું, બરાબર, બિગિનર કે બરાબર, પછી એવું લાગે તો ઇન્ટરમીડિયેટ, એમાં લેવલ વાઇઝ આપેલા જ હશે ક્વેશ્ચન આ પ્લેટફોર્મ ઉપર, એ તમે ટ્રાય કરી શકો. અને કરજો જ, બરાબર, કારણ કે અત્યારે ડે બાય ડે, બરાબર, કોમ્પિટિશન વધતી જ જાય છે, અને પ્લેસમેન્ટ ડ્રાઈવની જે થોડી શું કહેવાય એની જે હાર્ડનેસ છે ને, એ પણ વધતી જાય છે, બરાબર, લેવલ અપ થતું જાય છે. તો તમારે તૈયાર રહેવું જોઈએ. એન્ડ ફાઇનલ ઇન્ટરવ્યુ રાઉન્ડ, બરાબર. તો ઇન્ટરવ્યુ રાઉન્ડમાં તો જે મેં હમણાં કીધું ને, કે એ ટ્રાય કરે કે બેઝિક્સ તમને કેટલું આવડે છે આ બધા સબ્જેક્ટમાંથી, તમે કેટલું લર્ન કર્યું છે કોલેજમાં, અને તમારી લર્નિંગ પાવર. એ તમને એવું પૂછશે કે બરાબર, કે તમે અત્યારે જાવામાં આટલા કોન્ફિડન્સ છો, જાવામાં આટલા ક્વેશ્ચન તમને આવડે છે, બધું પરફેક્ટ છે, હવે અમે તમને આ ટેકનોલોજી કે આ લેંગ્વેજની અંદર મૂવ કરીએ તો તમને ગમશે કે નહીં, બરાબર. એટલે તમે ટૂંકમાં કંઈક નવું શીખવા માટે તૈયાર છો કે નહીં, એમ. પછી બીજી વસ્તુ હોય કોન્ફિડન્સ, બરાબર, કે તમે કોન્ફિડન્સ ક્યારે આવે? કોન્ફિડન્સ માટે કોઈ વિડીયો જોવાથી ના આવે, બટ તમે જે પર્ટિક્યુલર ક્વેશ્ચન પૂછે એના આન્સર તમને જો આવડતું હોય, બરાબર, યુ આર શ્યોર હોય ને, તો કોન્ફિડન્સ જાતે જ આવી જાય, બરાબર. એટલે એક મેઇન પોઈન્ટ તો એ જ છે કે રેઝ્યુમે છે ને, એ તમારું ક્વેશ્ચન પેપર છે ઇન્ટરવ્યુઅરનું, બરાબર. એટલે રેઝ્યુમેની અંદર જે કાંઈ પણ પોઈન્ટ્સ લખ્યા ને, એ તો એકદમ કડકડાટ આવડવા જોઈએ, બરાબર. અને ઇન ડિટેલ જો પ્રોજેક્ટ હોય તમારો જે લખ્યો હોય, તો એ પ્રોજેક્ટના પણ બેઝિક્સ જે ટેકનોલોજી યુઝ કરી હોય, લાઈક મારે હોમ ઓટોમેશન હતું, એમાં એન્ડ્રોઈડ એપ્લિકેશન હતું, પછી વેબ એપ હતું, ફાયરબેઝ અને પાયથનનો યુઝ કરેલો હતો, બરાબર. તો આમાંથી મારું પાર્ટ શું, જો આ ટીમ પ્રોજેક્ટ હતો, બરાબર. તમે લોકોએ જો આવી રીતે ટીમ પ્રોજેક્ટ કરેલો હોય અને તમારું ઇન્વોલ્વમેન્ટ પર્ટિક્યુલર પાર્ટમાં હોય ને, તો તમે એવું કહી શકો, લાઈક કે મારો આ રીતે પ્રોજેક્ટ હતો અને એમાં એન્ડ્રોઈડ એપ્લિકેશન ડેવલપમેન્ટની જે રિસ્પોન્સિબિલિટી હતી એ મારી હતી, બરાબર. આવું તમે ઇન્ટરવ્યુમાં કહી શકો, જેથી કરીને ઇન્ટરવ્યુઅર તમને એ પર્ટિક્યુલર થિંગ ઉપર જ ક્વેશ્ચન કરે, બરાબર. કારણ કે ઘણી વખત એવું થતું હોય કે ટીમ પ્રોજેક્ટ હોય, જુદી જુદી ઘણી ટેકનોલોજી યુઝ કરી હોય, બરાબર. લાઈક મારા પ્રોજેક્ટની અંદર પાયથનનો યુઝ કરેલો, પણ એ મને નહીં આવડતું પાયથન, તો એ વખતે મારે એને કેવું પડે, બરાબર, કે મારો રોલ શું હતો પર્ટિક્યુલર પ્રોજેક્ટમાં, એટલે એને ખબર પડે, બરાબર, ને એ પ્રમાણે ક્વેશ્ચન આવે. એટલે એમાં કંઈ ખોટું નથી કે તમને આખો પ્રોજેક્ટ નહીં આવડતો, પણ તમારે સ્પેસિફાય કરી દેવાનું કે પ્રોજેક્ટમાં તમારું કન્ટ્રીબ્યુશન હતું અને તમારે આ કામ કર્યું, બરાબર. બસ આટલું જ છે. અને એક બીજી વસ્તુ છે, બરાબર, લાઈક અત્યારે આ જે તમારું ફાઇનલ યર છે ને, તો તેમાં જુદા જુદા સ્ટેજીસ આવશે, બરાબર, ઘણું બધું એડવેન્ચર આવશે. અત્યારે તમારું સ્ટેજ કેવું છે કે તમે લોકો તમારી પાસે કોઈ ઓફર નહીં હોય, તમે એમ વિચારતા હશે કે ભાઈ ચાલો થોડી મતલબ મસ્ત તૈયારી કરીએ અને એકાદ કંપનીમાં આપણે પ્લેસ થઈ જઈએ, બરાબર. થોડા ટાઈમ પછી તમે જ્યારે પ્લેસ થઈ જશો ને, એટલે સાથે સાથે તમે કોઈ બીજી કંપનીમાં પ્લેસ થઈ જશો, બરાબર. લાઈક હું સિમ્ફોર્મ છે, TCS છે, આજે કવિલ છે તો એને TCS છે, એસેન્ચર છે. મોસ્ટ ઓફ અમારી બેચમાં પણ મોસ્ટ ઓફ એવા છે જે લોકો એટલીસ્ટ 2 કંપનીમાં થાય, અને તમે પણ થશો જ, બરાબર. હાફ તો થઈ જ જશો. અને પછી એ સ્ટેજ આવશે કે જ્યારે તમે વિચારશો કે હવે આ બંને મળી ગઈ, હવે આમાં શેમાં જવું, બરાબર. એટલે આવો જ્યારે સિચ્યુએશન આવે ને, ત્યારે એ બહુ શું કહેવાય, ક્રિટિકલ સિચ્યુએશન હોય, બરાબર, કે તમારી પાસે બે, અમુક તો એવા પણ છે અમારે બેચમાં, બરાબર, કે જે લોકો પાસે 3 ઓફરો છે. આની અંદર કોઈ MNC હોય, 2 MNC હોય, બરાબર, એક સ્ટાર્ટઅપ હોય. તો આની અંદર તમારે જે ક્રિટિકલ ડિસિઝન લેવાનું હોય ને, એ બહુ ઇમ્પોર્ટન્ટ હોય, બરાબર. આમાં તમારે CTC તો ઓફકોર્સ જોવાનું જ છે, પણ સાથે સાથે તમારો પર્સનલ ગ્રોથ શેમાં છે. ઘણી વખત એવું પણ હોય કે કંપનીનો ગ્રોથ વધારે હોય પણ એમ્પ્લોયનો ગ્રોથ ઓછો થતો હોય, બરાબર. એટલે એ બધા ઘણા બધા ફેક્ટર્સ છે જે તમારે ધ્યાનમાં રાખી, બરાબર, અને શું કહેવાય, ડિસિઝન લેવું જોઈએ. That's it from my side. Over to you, Yash.
Thank you, Purvesh. I would like to now Samarth for the further event to tackle on.
Yes. Hello, everyone. Good morning. Am I audible to you, everyone?
Yes, Samarth,
Yes,
audible. Good
good
morning.
morning.
Okay. Yes. So let's share my screen. Is it visible, my screen?
Yes.
Okay. So hello, everyone. As Yes told about me, so myself Samarth Solanki, and I am hired at Conga as a associate software developer in PS department. And I am currently working on a Salesforce technology. Okay. So the first and foremost important thing, like Purvesh and Kavil said, that to have a proper knowledge about the company in which you are appearing for the placement. Okay. So at my time when I was appearing for the Conga placement drive, then I prepared a brief introduction about my company. So Conga is a USA-based business-to-business software provider company and specializing in business automation. Conga have a different kind of products which helps business to accelerate their product of revenue generation and etc. And Conga has more than 1,000 plus global customer, including Fortune 500 companies like IBM, Red Hat, Adobe, Qualcomm. Okay, so basically Conga is a product-based company, and it have very various kind of products like Conga CPQ, CLM, Automate Billing, Conga Composer, Conga Sign, and many more. And it provides different kind of job roles at when Conga comes into our college on campus. Then there are two different kind of roles. One is a system engineer and the other is quality analysis role. And they offering a three different kind of work location in India. Like first one is Ahmedabad, second one is Pune, and third one is Bangalore. And the CTC of Conga is 6.5 LPA. And currently I'm working in Ahmedabad location. Okay, so that's all about the company. And so let's move on the interview processes, right? So there are 5 different kind of stages of the whole interview process. So the first stage is aptitude and logical reasoning. Then the second step is technical question answer or MCQ on coding. When you are clear that both of the stages, then you are appearing for technical interview, which is a 101 interview, and then after managerial or director round, and then after HR interview. All the rounds are elimination round, and the interview process is 45 minutes of duration. Okay. So let's talk about deep down in interview stages. So first stage is aptitude and logical reasoning. Okay. So this round are easy to intermediate level, I say, and in this stage, most of the questions are from the different kind of chapters like ratio and proportion, averages, percentage, time and distance, etc. And you can prepare it from RS Agrawal, YouTube, or by online, whichever way you prefer. Okay. Then when you cleared that aptitude and logical reasoning, then there is a technical MCQ or coding round. Okay. So this round is quite intermediate to advanced level round, but not that much advanced. Okay. In this stage, there are technical question answer. The most of the questions are from our core subjects like DBMS, algorithms, data structures, cloud computing, pseudocode, etc. And in coding round, there are logical programming questions as well as some questions are related to database queries. So you have a good knowledge of DBMS. Then the technical interview questions. Then we are coming from technical interview. Okay. So in this round, there are face-to-face interview in which one or two panel members takes your interview. The questions are dependent on your resume, like what languages and whatever things you have mentioned in your resume. And this round is also intermediate to advanced level round. So make sure that your resume is simpler and be specific. Okay, in your resume. Uh, then after when you clear the technical interview round, then within the next day or the day after tomorrow, they have sent an invitation for managerial or director level interview. So this round is little bit tricky. Okay. So because in this round an interviewer gives you a coding question, okay, as well as he or she gives you a real time problem and you have to solve it within a particular time. And they also ask about the core subject questions like algorithm, data structures, which you have mentioned in your resume, but in depth. And then the final stage is HR interview round. And in this round, the interviewer asks about the HR related question like what is your strength and weaknesses, why they should hire you, and what is your career objectives, etc. Sometimes they ask about your experience of the whole recruitment process, where you face difficulties in your interview process, etc. And then they discuss about what are their HR policies, common rules at company, etc. So the first important thing is to prepare your resume very well. Okay. So in our case, in technical MCQ or coding round, we are 50 peoples. We are 50 students who have cleared that round. But apart from that 50 students, only 25 are selected based on their resume. So make sure that your resume should be prepared very well and limit your resume, be specific and try to avoid using templates. Okay. Be positive and enthusiastic during your placement process. Dress formally, maintaining proper eye contact when you are interviewing. And let's say if you don't know the answer of a particular question, then don't say no immediately, because it's like you don't even try to think about that question. It looks like that. Okay. So take a break and then say no. Be yourself and stay calm. And there are important links which I have prepared for an interview process as well as aptitude and technical rounds. So the interview bit is I say very important. So very important link of to preparing data structures, algorithm, and any kind of questions. Then the channel called Dear Sir, which is very important for aptitude and logical reasoning round, I say, because their explanation is very good. And as well as also India Bix and Career Ride are also very good. Okay. So this is some reference link for your reference. So that's all from my side. Best of luck for your placements. Be confident, don't take stress, and wish you have very good for your bright future. Thank you.
Thank you so much, three of all our speakers. Now, many students have many questions, so we are open for that. Any student have any question, then they directly can ask.
Hello, hello.
Yes.
Yes, friend. Am I audible? Okay. So I want to ask the question to the public that suppose I am preparing for the Accenture and I am very much curious about 6.5 package. So if I clear the examination round and all that and get to the final interview, then suppose my final interview is not so good. That am I expect to having a 6.5 LP or 4.5 LP? Because I just want a for 6.5 LP. Is it that?
N- no, no. If you are appearing in Accenture, then and if you are selected in 4.5, then your on campus will you cannot appear in any on campus now. So you have either you have to accept 4.5 or you have to reject 4.5. There is no option for you to know that it will be 6.5. And it is not there in only Accenture. It is there in each and every company. If there are two package, so you cannot say that if you will give me higher package, then only I will take it. No, it is not like that. Therefore,
Okay, okay.
you need to think twice before filling the form of any company. Okay.
So that in the final interview itself, I cannot mention that I have only want the 6.5. If I mention
No,
this,
no, it will
oh,
not happen because
okay,
here in interviewer in MNC companies, the interviewer does not decide that whether you need to join company or whether you to take the company the company to recruit you or not. It will the interviewer will only give only marks. Okay, and on the basis of the interview, the communication assessment, and a cognitive and technical assessment, uh, all the three marks will be combined, and there will be a cutoff. Okay, so according to that cutoff only, you will get placed in the either this, or you will not place. Okay.
okay, okay. Got it, got it. Thank you, Gaurav.
Okay, so Dharmik Vara has raised his hand.
Hello.
Yes.
Thank you for the session. Actually, I have
Okay.
two questions. My first question is that most of the students are going for the cutting edge technologies like clouds, data science, and all. But in our
Yes.
college, there are mostly for the software engineer roles. So, how should we apply for that?
See, either you apply in the cloud or in any of the or Android or any such in MNC. If you are appearing in Accenture or TCS or any MNC companies, you won't get any chance to select that I want this or I want that. It is not in anybody's hands. Okay, so even uh, your project in all that depends on the business requirement of that particular company. I did not choose that I want Java or any such technology. They only give me, okay, based on what I have learned, based on my resume, and they will take the interview even after joining the company. Before any project comes, that the project manager will take my interview, that whether you are suited for that particular project or not. Okay, so right now I am in a Java project. So they ask me Java Spring Boot questions and all, and I replied them very well. Therefore they took me to this project, but many of my friends were not been able to crack the interview, therefore they are not having any such project here. So it all depends on your knowledge particularly, and also luck, because in MNC and the if they do not have any business requirement, then uh, it you know. So next question, please. Next question of
Uh,
your.
and like in MNCs like TCS and Accenture, what are the other benefits like some rental allowances or insurance and all that?
Yes, it is not that it is only in MNCs. In local companies also it is sometimes there, but you must note that in their entire, for instance, if it is 4.5 CTC, the insurance and all will cover in the 4.5 CTC only. Okay, so you will not get anything extra from that 4.5. Are you understanding it or not? For instance, the premium, for instance, our insurance and gratuity is approximately 9,500. Okay, so this 9,500 is part of 4.5 CTC only. Okay,
Okay.
so if you go to any local company whose package is 5 lakhs, so they will directly give you in hand 5 lakh, or you know, they might not give you that much, but they will give you higher CTC as compared to that. In Accenture, you will have lower in hand monthly salary as compared to that.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
I would like to add something in that first question of that cutting edge technology, right? You can apply off campus directly to that particular company in which they are only working on that particular technology in which you are interested. Mostly, you will find it in Bangalore or Hyderabad, and like not in Gujarat. And here is not a bound like right for LD student we get only 4 lakh 5 lakh or 7 lakh from TCS digital package. We can get as much as we have a skills, like one students from our batch has a 20 LPA CTC from a Bangalore based company Goldman Sachs right now, right? So there is no boundaries, you can get as much as you have a skill.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Jaideep, ask your question.
Hello,
Yeah,
sir.
so
Uh,
during the yes, Jaideep Degamadiya, ask your question.
uh, Hello. I want to ask every one of you how much important is coding round for getting selected?
In short, too much.
See, earlier it was not very much important, the coding round, but year by year the importance of coding round is increasing in all the companies, whether it is local company or MNC companies. Therefore, you need to have a good hand in at least one language in a programming, at least basic programming. For instance, data structure, whether it be sort of arrays questions are very much higher. Arrays and dynamic programming questions are coming higher in both the all the companies mostly. Strings also important.
And also coding round is elimination round, so you have to prepare well for that round.
And I have one more question. What is good for personal growth, MNC or local, any local company?
It's
Hello.
totally depends on you, right? There are many factors and which will preferable to you. This that factors are different for each other, each and every students. That factors like CTC, some of have importance of CTC, some of need time for a family. Like if you need some time for a family, then MNC will good. In small scales company you will not get enough time for the family, and similarly there are many factors. Yes, Kavil, you can go ahead.
Yes, can you see my screen? Hello.
Yes, Kavil. Yes.
Yes, so in generally, for instance, in MNC, if they told you that it is 4.5, so in 4.5 they will have 25,000 joining bonus, then 9.5 insurance and gratuity, 32,000 variable pay, and some provident fund and all that. So if you cut down the in-hand salary, for instance, for 4.5 in MNC will be lower than the local one. So okay, so that will be the case. Also in local, you will see the benefits are local are that here the language is not that much important. You can speak in Hindi or Gujarati in many local companies, and in MNC, if there will be South Indians and non-Indians also, so you need to speak in English only. So they will have a proper corporate structure. Also in MNC, if you are in a good MNC, particularly in a good MNC, so then you will definitely have better job opportunities because the company will be very much well known. Okay, and your scope will be also the scope. it is very much higher. For instance, in certain technologies, for instance, SAP or Salesforce, SAP but in particular, it will not be available in local companies. The technology, they are not working in local companies. So if you want to apply for a SAP role, then you need to have you will definitely need to have a good experience in MNC companies. Okay, so in MNC generally, for instance, in my case, in Accenture as well as in TCS, none of them have got a mobile development and iOS development. Okay, so if you are very much interested in mobile development and iOS development, then except for Apple and certain other companies, majority of them, they do not work in just in mobile development. Just to do testing in mobile development and iOS. Other than that, there is no. Also, there is a feeling of wellness in your local in a local company. Gujarati culture is there in many cases. But here you will you will explore more about the people from different backgrounds, different educations, you know. So here you will in MNC you will have good exposure. So it is all dependent on you. Okay, but here it is more important that here whatever good is there is in a good local company and good MNC companies. Not all MNC companies are as good. Okay, and on in MNC companies also, you know, if it does not depend on their past scenario, the future scope of that companies, that how it is developing, and what are their prospect of in the future, it all depends. Okay, so that's it.
I'm sorry for the disturbance. Actually, our HOD ma'am is in the meeting with us, so I'd like to invite HOD ma'am to give some motivation to the students.
So, good morning to all students. Am I audible?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
yes.
Ma'am, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, and very happy to connect to this batch because we have not met since last 1 or 1.5 year. Right, I was going through the discussion of you all that we should join a local company or MNC. So, lot of anxiety is going on in my final year students' mind that how they would be what they should do and how they would be placed, right, and what preparations they should make. So I have one point that first of all you need to have all clear cut ideas about the subjects you have learned throughout your all semesters, right? Because you know I would share my experience that when a company comes for the interview, they always ask for a basic question that if this is a project, what kind of data structure you will use. So, for example, I have a simple question. You all use a Facebook, right? And they maintain a friend list, right? So, if I am somebody's friend, I can see his that friend's list also. So, maybe they are maintaining a data structure, maybe a tree structure, maybe a linked list. So, have you ever thought that what kind of data structure Facebook is using? So my point is, you just take up an application and do a reverse engineering. They are all related to our subject. But what is missing? What is disconnected in our studies? We don't correlate the application and our subject. So that's my first point. Now, second point is your communication skill. Sometimes a company emphasize on the communication skill, and sometimes they just see the technical skill. So it depends on what you end up in. One of my students earlier, maybe years back, he was very good in coding. I mean, you give a problem statement, he would code it. But then he had a problem on English. So that company asked him to write a short essay on rain, simple rain, right? And he had some struggle in writing those few lines on rain. So that's a second point which you can try to polish when you are preparing for the interviews. My third point is, as you are asking that whether you should go for MNC or local. So I have a point. I would share my own experience that my son did his computer science from BITS Pilani Goa campus. And now he is studying in US. He just finished his masters and he has joined VMware. So now what is the policy in a good company? They have given him the projects to study, some 150 project list to study, and they asked him to find out which projects get interest of him, and then he has to decide and he has to set meeting with his manager, whatever project he is interested in. So that is what the culture, maybe it may come into India. Right now what happens, the company don't give flexibility to work on a project. They have a project and we are aligned to that project. So my moral of the story is, you should do a work, you should have a vision that this is the technology which I like and which would be the upcoming, right? That vision, how that vision comes, if you read good articles, right? If you meet good people, right? If you have good interaction. So just try to find out what can be the future technology, because in IT we have to work hard, because every time technology changes. So we cannot visualize that what can be after 10 years, but at least we can visualize what would be the short term or 5 years goal and work on that. So these are my takeaway points that I would like to show you or tell you. But if you believe it or not, but it's all 90% hard work and 10% of fortune, right? But we cannot rely on that 10%, so we have to give our 100% to get a good job. So I would be wishing you all the best. Do your best, and if you do a best result comes up. And when the best result comes up, do come back to your teacher and tell that you have achieved something, right? Because I always say that I am the one who will be happy when you achieve something, right? Now, I'm not going to achieve all the heights in my life because I've achieved something and maybe I'm stagnant, but you are the one who is going to grow exponentially, fine. So my point is, whenever you grow, whenever you become big, no matter how big you are, come back to the institute and tell your teacher that, oh, teacher, I have got this. Maybe we have contributed or not, that's a secondary question, right? But do finish that feedback. And that's the most important message I want to pass to you. So once again, all the best. And I hope everyone will get a good job, right? And as I said, there is no synonym to the hard work. So keep working on it and do a little smart work with the help of your seniors, that what you should emphasize on. So once again, all the good luck to all the students and all the best to my placement team students who are working hard for all around what I can say coordination. Fine, so that's all from me.
Thank you so much, ma'am, from the throughout your motivation from the day of the orientation to the day of the placement. Thank you so much. Now, if any students or any from us have any questions, so they can directly ask any questions. Anyone have?
So I think there are many questions, but not on tongue, right? On back of your mind. So I'm always there. If you have any question, you can ask me on email. I don't like the WhatsApp communication, but definitely share me your queries and quizzes on head_it@ldc.ac.in. Um,
Okay, so
okay.
maybe no question right now. So we are gonna to end this meeting very soon. I would like to introduce the placement coordinator for 2020-22 batch. So all of us can stay updated, and if any students have any questions, they can directly ask any four of us. Myself, Yash, and the three other coordinators, Dhruv, Nachiket, and Bibin. We all are in the placement group and admin also. So we are giving point to point updates on the WhatsApp group. But if you still miss something, so you can ask us on the personal chat and WhatsApp, or we will put a mail ID also on the description box, so you can access from there also. So thank you so much, everyone. If anyone have any question, then we can. Otherwise, we'll end our session here. Thank you so much for joining.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you all.